Good morning, evening, afternoon, night, and hey, what are you hissing at, people? Yes. Okay, so we've got the first cat distraction. But yeah, okay. It's just that Elise has finished and Anna had looked at her. Wild concept. Anyway, comic page. I'm gonna do a little bit of fix-ups from what I've just seen after I opened the page just now. But I think it's generally good, just needs a few tiny adjustments, and I think all of these should not take us that long, maybe 10 minutes at most. Yeah, other than that, I can't really say how long I'm in a streaming mood today, so this might not be the longest stream among them. I mean, we've had a very long one last week, so might not be that big of an issue. So, first up, I did zero detailing over here. And that needs to be remedied. But it's really not that bad. And just get the lines out of there. Which is absolutely easy, because different layers. We love layers around these parts. Sweetie, you do not need to eat the bowl. Just what's in it. He's being a weirdo about food. As per usual. I think this would not be a Sophie stream if there weren't any kind of cat oddities around these parts. Alright, so the other thing is, I am too... Let's pick this one. I'm too lazy to detail everything back there, since most of that would be, hidden by a giant flame anyway. So, we are going to be very smart. And then, let's see if we can't maybe force some perspective on this. Alright, and then let's take a trusty eraser and get a whole lot of this away. Maybe let's take this tool. Ah, jeez, that's not cat on the counters again. Sweetie, what are you doing up there? Get down. Get down. Sweetie, you just had food. Get down. Or I'm gonna get up, and then that's not going to be fun for you. Meanwhile, Elise is such a pretty little daughter. Somebody go down. You wanna come over here, Elise? Okay. I guess we are not even a couple of minutes in, and we are already having the first distraction. Feline distraction. Yes. You're being a sweet girl, eh? Okay, let me just roll a bit over there so we're a bit better in frame. Sweet girl. So. Alright, somebody wants to sleep on my arm while we're doing stuff here, that's fine, I guess. It's a good thing I do not need keyboard shortcuts right now. Isn't it, my sweetie girl? My sweetie girl. I guess if I ever actually want a stream free of feline distractions and capsidens, I need to give them away. And that is frankly not an option, so I guess we will just have to deal with this. Alright, we've got this one, and if we turn the opacity all up, we are ready. Good. So yeah, she's lying here on my arm like a little baby. And I can give her screeches, like belly screeches. And she loves them. She loves them. She loves them very much. And she's fighting the microphone. And that up again, I don't know how much that actually was audible, but alright, we may have gotten in some kitten purrs, courtesy of Elise. Okay, you gonna go now and let me do my work? Awesome. Have fun. Where is the other cat? Alright, he is not in the kitchen. Alright. Well, let's use this opportunity as long as we have some peace and quiet. Alright, we've got all the inks done now. That was basically all I really wanted to do. Except for two tiny things. One there, one there. Oh, I have another tiny one there. And there. Will anybody notice these? No. Am I being a bit of a perfectionist? Yes. Do I care? Marginally. We've got his fingerless gloves. Alright, I think that is everything I wanted to adjust. And hey, it really didn't take us much longer than 10 minutes, despite the feline interruptions. Now, if I were a very well prepared streamer, I would have a previous page open already. However, I am not. So we will just wait for this file to load, shouldn't take too long. And then we can do some color picking with the background. There, now is page 1. Way back when. So, let's scan those away. Those. We got the colors for the characters, however we don't even need those, since this guy is basically just a pile of charred ashes and the bones. So then there should be another one. No, not that one. There. And I still have. Alright, we've got everything we need. Let's put this over here so we have something to reference. Let's start with this one and use both of these as reference layers. Let's not promise I know what I'm doing, even if it doesn't quite look like that. I'm also just noticing I never had this ledge in this one, so let's do a bit more adjustment of the inks, and let's get this one. Again, I promise I know what I'm doing here, even if it doesn't look like that. And again, I don't think anybody would really notice this, but now that I noticed it, I know it will bother me if I don't do anything about it. So, we did something about this. Oh. Okay, all this erasing is technically not necessary. I'll probably just use my trusty filling tool, and then we are here, and just fill over it. And it would probably help if I can draw straight lines. There we go. let's just fill all of this again. That's faster. And oh, see, this is why you keep a look on all those inks you're making. Because you may be forgetting stuff. In this case, having a 3D model would probably make things so much faster. And I think technically this thing is still hanging in there. So the thing with this whole 1 pixel width that is not filled is something I have tried to kind of fix for ages. And the thing is, if I were to use my filling tool and adjust the area scaling to actually be 0, at which point it would not interfere with the document edge, border, whatever, it would mean that everywhere else it would go over the inks. I'm not even sure. I don't know, but there would probably be all the brownish stuff. By which I mean the rocks. Again, I promise I know what I'm doing. Even if it doesn't quite look like that. So yeah, the goal for today is basically definitely get the flats in, get the texturing in, and then we'll see if I feel like shading as well. Don't know, I've been feeling a bit off this week. I know why I've been feeling off, so there's also no reason to be panicked. about anything, this will be better again quite soon. And on top of that thing, I also had a flu shot yesterday, so yeah. I have slept well last night, but I fear I may not have gotten enough sleep. All of my somewhat weird sleep schedule this week. Things have been a bit off. But it's fine. Everything's fine. So, what kind of texture is that? Is that this one? Yes, this is the guy. Alright, I think I'm going easy on myself with the backgrounds of these 3 panels and just see about copy pasting from the previous page, since that is about the angle that we had there. It makes things so much easier for me. It's the whole work smart, not hard angle. Some texture there as well for the edge, and then we can yeah, we need to do it like this. Let's lock the opacity and just get in this. Now, let's get a new layer. And what color did I use for this one? A pale pink. We need a ruler and we need a parallel line. Jeez. Wait a moment. Let's duplicate this one before we do anything to it. Because one of these only needs to be about this long. could technically still be a little shorter, but you know, a good part. And I think I've got a mosquito in here. You'd think we are at a time of the year where they are not going around anymore. Alas, I think I've got some mutant mosquitoes that just, for some reason, are about in the semi-cold. And then let's merge that one down. This one, first up, needs to be, I think at least needs to be going the other way, yes. Oh, sometimes I remember stuff. Alright, let's transform that with a distort. Right. Alright. This needs to be a whole lot shorter. There we go. So the reason I opened this page rather than any other is because I get the full piece of this one in here. So saying that this is definitely outside of this one. Oh, those were the inks, okay. There we go. And I have had a tendency of forgetting that one, so let's delete the ruler here. I'm doing this right away before I forget this one. Transform this toy. And let's get a second one in there, which we will flip first and afterwards. As I get the transformation going. Just keeping in mind perspective, this one should be a bit shorter still. Alright. Well, that's good. Let's do some detailing work. Or... Now let's get started on the flats for cramps. This is reference layer, and then hold it, wait. Might be better to do it like this. So hashes are the same as the messenger bag. Oh, is there? Of course there is. Yeah, so there still was a ruler that was active. So hey BP, hey Gex, how you doing? Happy Friday, indeed. We love Fridays around here. More specifically, we love weekends around here. Ooh, no, that is not an excellent start to a Friday. A much better start would be having communal breakfast at work. Maybe talking about work while doing that, but not in a meeting kind of way. And afterwards, there is a fire alarm, which means everybody needs to vacate the building. And because there is an actual fire, they send you home. After making sure you signed that you were out and are safe or something. I don't know how that actually works when there is a fire. We've only had fire drills so far. That sounds like a better way to start a Friday. It is rather specific, but can't say that actually ever happened to me. Technically, we are more likely to be sent home because there's a flood. So, there's that. But yeah, I swear until now we only had fire trolls, and I caused none of them by accidentally tripping the fire alarm or something. I swear. And I do know that that sounds very suspicious anyway, but yeah. By the way, BP, I lied again. I'm not going to finish Hellblade this weekend. I'm going to finish it today after stream. I played a bit more before stream, and basically I'm just right in front of Hella, so but I only had like 5 minutes left before stream started, so I was like, okay, I'm going to just stop this here and then I will finish the game after stream today. Years ago, when I taught a class in Philadelphia, one day a student pulled the fire alarm and we all evacuated. Oh yeah, if you're in the basement, you're not waiting for confirmation. Yeah, you see, that sounds like a wonderful way to spend your Friday workday. If, and I know that's a big if, your employer actually plays along and counts that as a workday. So, alright, I need to see just how much eye baggage I gave him before. It counted, alright. In that case, definitely the best way to spend a Friday. So it's not actually opening the page now. Oh. That's why it's not opening the page. I was trying to open this page a second time and Club Studio won't allow that. I'm really good with this. Let's make all the water balloons. Alright, that's not so necessary. Give me my character. There's my character. Okay, that's just the eyes. Not so much eye baggage I gave him. Poor guy. Let me just say it outright, casting magic, not easy, very exhausting. So, alright, but then I actually know what to do. Yes, definitely, professional artist, right here. There was never a more professional one than me. Ever. So. Okay, I don't think I need to detail this more here, given that if you look at the page as a whole, you barely recognize his eyes, so let's just keep it up this for this panel. We got the boots down here. However, I think I need to clean this up a bit more. Yeah, and for that we actually need to use the brush we started using. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to finishing Hellblade now. It is a very creepy game and it definitely gets my adrenaline levels up, but it is a good game. So let's see, what color did I give the ego? Also, Senua's father gets one of those Dad of the Year awards from me. And at the end of the year, anybody with one of those awards may find themselves in a very untimely death. Contacting this thing on my phone ultimately. Oh no. TikTok is one of those way too addicting apps. I at some point just deleted the app and started using it as the web version in my mobile browser. And since that browser is so fucking bad, and the experience with TikTok in that mobile browser is awful, I actually started using it less. Okay, I think my bot got a bit weirded out there. I mean, yeah, you get a whole lot of cool memes through TikTok, but at some point I was just wasting so much time on that app. And I didn't want to anymore. So at some point I was glad to just not have it anymore. Oh, I am on the wrong layer for this to work. Okay, no, we need to do this differently. Like this. So yeah, and once I finish Hellblade, I also need to figure out what kind of game I want to play for the... Okay, that is not the right color. For the Halloween Day live stream. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do it, actually. I've been thinking about it today. Maybe just having a long weekend is also something I deserve. But if I were to have a Halloween gaming stream, I need to figure out what game I might play. And I will be scheduling new streams tomorrow, so I need to decide by then. Maybe 10 hours a day is indeed a bit much of TikTok. VP. Don't watch that much TikTok. Like, I won't sit here and say that TikTok is like the devil or something like that. It is in general not good to consume anything for that amount of time without a break. Even with a break, that's a bit much. So, watch it if you need to watch it, but also make sure you touch grass once in a while, basically. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking about something less emotionally charged. My current options that I've been thinking about, because if anything, I would like it to be something that I could ideally finish in 1, maybe 2 streams. So the idea was either replaying one of the KOTOR games. Like the second KOTOR game is technically a bit more spooky, since you have a lot more atmospheric stuff there. The game is more on the moral gray spectrum, whereas the first game is very much you either are one of the light side people at the end or you're not. And depending on that, you do get different endings. I personally have never managed to stay on the dark side. I'm just, I don't know, too much of a goody two-shoe, I guess. But generally speaking, less spooky, more like a adventure type game, I guess. However, if I were to start with KOTOR 2, that would feel a bit like spoilers, I guess, or, well, rather anybody watching who's not familiar with KOTOR would feel a bit lost, because the second game does reference the first game a couple of times, even though you've got a whole new crew, except for one or two, three. There are 3 characters from the previous game that join you again. So, but 2 of those are droids. One of those droids is not talking to you a whole lot. And the other droid is more like, I want to kill some meatbags, thank you. So yeah, and then the other option that I've had was maybe starting a new playthrough of Reika, which I haven't actually finished. I mean, there's not really a way to finish the game at this point, since it's still early access. But they are dropping a new update on the 28th. Which is in 3 days, so Monday? Monday. And that's a very cozy autumnal game, and you are a witch. I'm not sure if I can go for 3 hours in the game though. It is a beautiful game, no doubt about that. However, it is a bit more on the tedious side, so I need a bit more of a break in between play sessions. And the tedious part is probably very much still a early access problem, rather than a big problem with the game. Because right now there are, I think, 2 areas that are complete with a story. And after that you basically just go from area to area, get more wood, do some fetch quests, and then build a bit more of your hut on top of the chicken kaiju. Or I could buy a new game just for the stream, I wouldn't really know which one. I feel very undecided. I think you can tell. Alright. I forgot the white of the eye. Okay, now I think that made it worse. Okay. That one was kind of stuck in this. Yeah, on a long weekend does sound pretty nice too. So I guess, I don't know. I'm going to schedule new streams tomorrow, and maybe there's a game stream, maybe there isn't. We shall see. Okay, and I get the feeling that there is still something overlaying here. There we go. Found it. Let me get the exact color, please. Thank you. Having myself a bit of a trip this weekend with my nephew. We're going to some wrestling shows Sunday and Monday. Oh, that sounds really nice. Like, personally, I'm not very much into wrestling, but I guess if you are, and that's really good. I'll have to see that I finish a mail club book, not mail club, book club book as well. Technically, we were all supposed to finish it by the end of October, and I'm only halfway through, but I know that the other people in the mail club aren't that far either, so that's gonna be fun. We have one person who actually read the book already. Then the other person that originally suggested the book. And other than other than that, I don't think anybody but me is reading the book right now. I have to say though, I am not all that impressed with the book. Like, it's not necessarily a bad book, far from it actually. Just feel that it is a bit overloaded with the world building, so having a hard time getting into it. And the story structure is also something I haven't quite enjoyed yet. So, and somebody, by that I mean cramps here, definitely needs a good sleep. Speaking of good sleep, it's so quiet. It's making me nervous in regards to the kitties. They were all up in my business at the beginning of stream, and now they're all gone. The door? Are you sure, Gags? Maybe you're more tired than you think, because I think you mean your dog. I mean, yeah, okay, I could see that as the only support keeping me upright. But there was right, snuggling with the dog. Which honestly is also an appropriate activity for a Friday evening. So, we are done with flatting. That was a whole lot faster than I thought. Yeah, I also mentioned it at the beginning of stream when I think nobody was here yet. But there is a good chance that this isn't going to be a long stream either. I've not been sleeping too well this week. I don't know. Like, the sleep itself was fine. I just don't think I have been sleeping a whole lot. As in, the alarm clock went off too early every day. And I've been falling asleep alright, like just at the right time and everything, but I don't know. Been feeling a bit off this week, is what I'm trying to say. And my guess is that this is a Shark Week thing, so I hope things will be better again next week, and if not, oh well, I've been very productive at the beginning of the month. If I need to take a couple days off, then I need to take a couple days off. That's fine. I tell myself right now, even though I know my brain will not see it that way. But screw the brain. So, just going to darken all of this a bit, because this stuff back there is going to be in deep shadow. And then we pull out the texture brushes. But yeah, again, I don't know how long the stream will be today. The goal is to finish the texturing, aside from flatting, which we've already done. So yeah, and we've been here for about an hour. Okay, I didn't really notice the last half hour. I mean, I can cook you dinner, but it might just be 2D. Like, this is a bowl, and it has hot food in it. There. That is the kind of dinner I can get you now. It's not much. Yeah, the alarm itself has been fine, but again, it felt like every day it was just going off way too early. Like I needed another 1 or 2 hours of sleep to really be, what's the word? I don't know. I forget words. Words are weird. Oh, come on. There you go. Not a zombie. Not a zombie is pretty good, yeah. Okay, that sounded like a cat. Oh, that is a cat. Yes? You wanna come up? Okay, we've got Elise, who has awoken from her beauty nap. Oh, and now Elise is showing us how this whole sleeping thing actually works. And you can't see her all that well because the camera is too high, but I can't reach it. It's about 30 centimeters off. I have had terrible sleep. And not enough for a vitamin V. That sounds not nice. I've only had it for this week. And I'm pretty sure it's a Shark Week side effect. So I am full of hope that it will be better next week. Taking melatonin and 2 nights ago and slept well, but set my alarm wrong. I woke up 3 hours. Oh god, no, 3 hours is way too much. Like, setting the alarm wrong and being half an hour early, that's not cool, but I would be like, okay, I can live with that, but yeah. Planning a Thai red curry shortly, but it's an experiment. I mean, experiment away, but be sure to keep an eye on what kind of spices you're putting in there. Otherwise, you might turn into a dragon. One of the fire-breathing sword. My sleep has been bad for a while, because I get brain fog. Good indicator the brain is tired, yeah. I found out this week. I was just... I don't know. I was at work. I did my stuff, but wasn't feeling all that there. Yeah, you see a bit of her ears. She perks up. But yeah, Elise is a sweetie. Willing to give all of us instruction on how to sleep all right. I mean, she's the queen of good sleeps, so. I think her recipe includes get the cuddles. Get the cuddles from your human. Purr yourself out, and then pass out. Anything where I work, I feel completely unproductive. And like I have done nothing. Yeah, I kind of felt the other way this week as well. Whoops. And supervisor today told everyone I've been completing so many things in the last month. I mean, I've been keeping myself busy with a whole lot of yeah, I'm kind of missing the English words for that. By making sure that all accounts are in order, having another look at some of the stuff, specifically the accounts that I need to check for the year closing anyway, and just make sure they are in order up to now, and then we will likely have a bit less work in January, but I mean, it's also work that needs to be done. But, yeah. It doesn't feel like, oh, I've gone through this kind of amount of paperwork or something. Yes, my sweet girl. My sweet girl. So I have no idea how this camera is set up for traditional work. Not all that well. Let me see. Can I get this one larger? You can get this one larger. Let's get this one away. And this one? Oh wait, this one goes back in here. Oh, no. You're staying here now. I changed scenes for you. There we go. So yeah. So, I'm now besieged by a cat. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. Although when I got home today and just turned into our street, I saw another cat that got hit by a car on the side of the street, and I was like, jeez, this cat has dog paws. It's not Arno. Because otherwise the cat looked almost identical to Arno, and I was like, dog paws. Arno's feet are all white. He's got socks and boots. So yeah, when I got into the door and they were waiting for me, both of them, I just had to hug them. Yeah, it looked rather gory too, like another car, or maybe two of them, had already passed over that cat. It wasn't a pretty sight anymore. Meanwhile, Elise is just enjoying life. Elise likes belly rubs. That's so neat. The local crazy cat lady by me has some odd behaviors. She put out food for the neighborhood cats and each day walks down the road to an out of the way bin to drop litter. It's very curious. Okay. That is very curious. I mean, I know there are a lot of people that basically feed every cat by putting food out. Personally, I'm not doing that because it might end up with me getting more cats. Oh, sweetie, you do not have enough teeth for this. Yes, you do not have the teeth for this. Chomp, 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 chomp. Because, yeah, I wouldn't want to end up with somebody's beloved cat just because that cat is food motivated. And I wouldn't want that to happen to me, as in anybody else puts out food and then my cats go there. And I know for a fact that Arno is very food motivated, so that would be very much a possibility. Oh, look at this stretchy cat. Such a stretchy kitty. There she is showing. Okay, let me see in which direction do I need to turn so you see stuff. She is very comfortable, yes. So. Alright, yeah, so I'm not putting food out for the neighborhood cats. But with the litter, I don't know what it is like with the trash fees and stuff in Great Britain. Because around here you have basically a free bin for paper and for packaging, like plastic packaging and stuff. Since the fees for the plastic packaging and the recycling of that are basically paid by the manufacturer, and then definitely tacked onto the price so the consumer pays it. So yeah, getting that out of the way is basically free. Same with glass, which has specific containers you need to take the glass to. But for anything else, in terms of remaining trash, we pay. Oh, how do we pay? We get the fee for the bin. Like that's I don't know if it's a monthly or an annual fee. But yeah, there's basically a rent for the trash bin, and then every time it's emptied, the barcode or chip is scanned, and then they know they took your trash, and that is added to your bill every year. And then there's still biological trash, and that I don't really know how that one is handled because we don't have it here on the property. So, but I think for that one the bin is weight, and then depending on how full it is, or if it's not that full but it still needs to be emptied, you only pay per kilogram, I don't know. I think it's that way. I could be wrong. So, okay, yeah, this is the tab I wanted to get into. And that's the one I wanted to start with. So yeah, I don't know how that works in Great Britain if you do have like some weight-based system or amount of times it is emptied. So recycling clothes in 1 week, plastic and normal trash the next. Also, BP, no, I cannot at the moment handle 10 caps. I wish I could. I wish I could have more caps. Alas, I am in a relatively small-ish flat. I mean, it is 60 square meters. That is a lot for one person. However, the caps are not allowed to go outside. Well, the balcony, but, not go outside unsupervised. Because cats end up on the street after they were hit by cars. So, yeah. And that is not exactly an area that I would want for 10 cats. Now, if I had a house, and that house came with a huge garden, was far away from high trafficked streets, I might get more cats. I'm just not sure if Arno and Elise are happy about that. But they might just get more adoptive siblings. A house in the woods? Yep. Definitely a house in the woods. In a collection every week, but alternates recycling clothes. Just dump everything. Yeah, I know some places just dump everything into the same bin, and I don't know, it feels wrong. I mean, if you dump it into one bin and you're straightforward about that, that's one thing. But there's also the whole greenwashing thing where you have 3 different holes to throw stuff into, like paper, plastic, and I don't know, maybe glass. whatever, when you're out and about at an airport, at a mall or something, and then everything just goes into the same bag anyway. That is so weird. My German brain was just like, why? Why are you doing that? It's paid for on council tax. Okay. So it is a bit different than what we do around here. See, these are things I need to know if I actually want to jump on one of those cottages I saw for sale in Scotland. No, I do not have any plans of moving outside of the EU at this point. Or even outside of Germany. Or even outside of my house. But, yeah. Stadium I go to for the football matches is the only zero landfill stadium in the league. And outside it has a giant football made of the trash collected in the stadium. That is interesting. Like something I have noticed that everybody needs to be a bit more conscious about is to just not throw your trash where you stand. I have seen... Oh, where did I see this? I think it was when I was in the US, or was it... Where was that? I have been to so many places I don't even know anymore. But somewhere I saw there was like a heap of trash at the side of the road, which people presumably just threw out of their car window. And while it's not that big of a problem in Germany, in comparison, it does happen here as well, and more than I would like it to happen. However, when I go on walks and I come by some trash, I sometimes pick stuff up and just take it to the trash bin at the house because we don't need this stuff in nature. However, it's not always that much that I pick up because who knows where this stuff has been. And like, I know for a fact that we have wildlife around here. And I know that for a fact because I see deer almost every morning right now, because it's dark in the mornings when I drive to work. And they are around the street a lot when it's dark. So it takes me a bit longer to get to work because I drive very slowly. So I can make sure that I see all the deer and do not drive into the deer. To see the giant ball of trash, give me the giant ball of trash. I don't think you need any permissions in this chat. Have we posted links before in this chat? I don't know. I am very pro about the streaming stuff, as you may have noticed. Free venison and a giant bill for the dent in my car. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think I would rather pay for the venison. I think that is cheaper in the end. And I mean that one time, let me me pull up a new file. A new... Yeah, let's just take that. So, whoops. Alright, I've got a road that goes... Let's see, I come here, there's a sharp corner there, there's another one there, and then there. Alright, so, I drive in this direction. This area here is a bit more on the hilly side, as in, I'm driving through the valley, and there are wall mounts on either side of the road. There are trees on top too, with a bit of underbrush, and technically a deer could shoot out of any of them at any point. Other than that, there's a field here, there's an agriculture path there, there's a bench here, and then there's more field around here. There, field. Field, such field. Very field. And there was a whole lot of maize in this field, and in this field. You did not see anything except for the road. And then around here, there stood 2 deer. One vanished into the field. The other one stood at the side of the road and didn't quite know, should it go into the field or should it go into the other field? So I stopped around here, turned off my car, turned off the lights to make sure that it's not this whole deer and headlight thing. And yeah, so then this deer did a short jump into this field, changed its mind, and raced this way. Make it make sense. Once the deer was in this field for 2 seconds, and I did not see any more movement. I mean, it was dark, I didn't see a whole lot of movement to begin with. I turned on my car again and slowly started again. A little bit later, there's a free... well, it's kind of like a crossing. So, this is part of the field that I had up top before, and this is part of the field that I had below. And then there is a field here and a town further this way. So, more field here. Town. So, I go this way to get to work. I could theoretically go this way as well, but that's longer. And then there were a mama fox and 2 pups crossing the street here. The same day. It was a wildlife tour. You know, BP, this is not a bad style for maps, but if I had to get a map style for GPS, I would very much like the map style from Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's so neatly drawn, has so many wonderful illustrations, and it's just funny to look at, while still being very accurate. I love that in the map. The accuracy that is. Like, I checked this plate today to see if perhaps there is KZD2 stuff on there already. Like key art or something that I may have shared elsewhere already, but it wasn't. But I saw that they still have these displays of KZD maps, and I was so very much tempted. Yeah, the maps look really great in KZD2 as well, from what we've seen so far, but I don't think if we get more maps, it will be any worse, only better, so. And I really love that map style so much. Like at first I thought it was a weird map. I mean, it definitely fit into the game in terms of tone and the medieval times it takes place in, so definitely fit. And I was like, is it really that accurate? But when I noticed just how accurate these maps are to the in-game world, it is amazing. Would I recommend KCD? I don't know. The thing is, if you have a week to 3 years to lose in the game, definitely go for it. I mean, generally, yeah, it is a great game. I love it. Maybe I should play that for the Halloween stream. Just pick any old save game I've got. Yeah, I mean, you can really rush through the game. Then it's a week. You can get very immersed into the game. And emerge 3 years later and be like, I have not checked any news in a while. I come from underneath a stone. What happened? You couldn't miss the entirety of World War III in that time. Oh, I know one very creepy thing in KCD, and I do not want to go back there. I found a creepy serial killer hut in the woods just southeast of Ratai. And I was very much thinking, oh please don't let the serial killer I don't know what it is with serial killers here, but I did mean the killers. Come back while I'm here. I was very afraid. And then there was a loud noise, and when I turned around, it was a stag bellowing, and stupid stag. See, the thing is, I haven't actually played KCD in a while. I generally haven't been that much in the mood for playing games lately. So kind of, I don't know, it's just been feeling like I can barely be in a game for like an hour before I feel like I need to do something else. And that's not really the fault of most games. It's just, I don't know, I don't have game stamina at the moment, so. We'll get there again. And I have the odd feeling that in February I will come home, turn on my PC, turn on a game, and forget that there's a world outside. Whoops. I mean, BP, KCD did emotionally destroy me at the time. It did. It still does sometimes when I think about it. So, it definitely did destroy me. Yeah, it's a weird kind of rut. I don't know, I feel similar with reading at the moment. I've been reading so much and so well while I was on vacation. And I don't know if it's just the current book that I'm reading, which is the book club book. And it's just not jiving with me, and then I'm not reading as much. But I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm not reading enough at the moment. But I do at least try to make one evening a week a reading evening to really get that reading time in, because I do like reading. Load up my Cyberpunk save to see the new content they added. And they added a date mission for your partner, and you can download them. And the song that plays is the one from Edge Runners. That song triggers the pain so hard, no happy endings. Oh boy. Okay, so here's the thing. I have not played Cyberpunk, and I have not watched, I think, Edge Runners. Wasn't that movie, show, something like that? Yeah, but either way, I have not consumed that either. Show, okay. Have not consumed that either. Mostly because the cyberpunk genre is not really one or setting. I guess it's more of a setting than a genre, because a genre is a story type, but yeah, the setting is not one I particularly enjoy. But you know, everybody has things they like more than other things. That's fine. I can see the general appeal of it, just not my kind of appeal. I prefer it when people go at each other with swords. Or magic. Like Cramps here. Cramps is basically a human flamethrower. These 10 episodes emotionally ripped me to shreds. Oh boy. You know, BP, there's another game series that definitely tore me to shreds emotionally, because they hit so close to home in many ways. It is in part, I guess, a cyberpunk, and in part a very swords and sorcery fantasy, and that's the Longest Journey trilogy. The first game came out in, I want to say 2000, and is a point and click game. And it basically, you play as an artist who has an art block, and she just feels like she doesn't really know where to go in life. And I'm like, girl, if you hit any closer to home, I'm gonna cry. And then she basically shifts into this parallel world, Arcadia, which is your general fantasy world with magic and everything, and has some adventures there, and is kind of led to believe that she might be a chosen one there, which kind of gives her a purpose for a while. And then, yeah, she does stuff in this world and in her primary world, the more cyberpunk one. And then just, you know, gets somewhere. And she feels like she's found purpose again, which is nice. And then I won't say any more. In the second game, you're following another character. At first, you do meet the main character from the first game during the playthrough as well. And again, we have a university dropout who does not really know where she wants to go in life. And then her ex-boyfriend calls and asks her to pick up a package from a corporation in town and deliver it to him. And then she gets kind of dragged into a global spanning conspiracy, which, yeah, it's kind of fun. And then she also ends up in Arcadia. And Arcadia has different problems to solve at this point. Very fun, very much crying time. Honestly, maybe that would be a good Halloween game. The first one, at least, does have some of the creepy vibes. And then the third game, which is a direct sequel to the second one, whereas the second one, I think, was it 10 years or so? Yeah, I think it is set 10 years after the first one. The second one also has some fighting mechanics. It happens once, twice, 3 or 4 times in total. 5 times. Yes, 5 times. It happens 5 times. The fights aren't hard, but generally it is still very much a point-and-click game. Just in 3D. They did drop the fighting stuff for the third game, which personally I like better, because it doesn't really suit the story that they were trying to tell. Methinks. So, glad they dropped that for the third one. And, yeah, and the third one, you kind of navigate the world still not really knowing who you are with the player character, cause you basically lose your memories from what you did in the second game. Hence, this is not much of a spoiler talking about this. And yeah, you're kind of trying to still find out where you want to go. And honestly, these characters hit so close to home. I've been meandering, not really knowing what I want to do with my art and stuff for a while now. I have no idea where I want to go. I do not dislike what I'm doing. I just don't know where I want to go after that. So, yeah, I might need that for another dose of being hit in the fields. Oh yeah, and all 3 games have this really, really great sidekick. His name is Crow. He is a sarcastic, magical bird. And we love him. And by we, I mean definitely me. And anybody who doesn't like Crow is, I do not want to associate with these people. So there's pressure there to like Crow. He doesn't do a whole lot in the first game, I think. Let me think. Did he do a whole lot in the first game? I mean, he was definitely relevant to the first game. I'm not sure if I would say he did a whole lot there, story-wise. He's a good bird though, very good bird. Very good sarcastic bird. He basically says the things that I wish I would say sometimes. But yeah, the third game is also very choice-based. Depending on some of the choices you make, you have smaller or even game-altering story moments. I played the third one 4 or 5 times by now. I got all the achievements. All the achievements. And you definitely need to play it a couple of times to get all the achievements. Because once a major choice is locked in, that means you can't get certain achievements in that playthrough. Oh, by the way, the games also have like the bestest of bestest, evil wizard, Roboclax. He is amazing. The first encounter with him I had when I was 12 or 13. Some time about that, yeah. And he made me laugh so much. Unintentionally. He did not want to make me laugh. But ever since then, I have a good time thinking about Roboclax. Yes, there's one somewhat not great but not terrible game that I really enjoyed playing. Always gets me all sad. It's called Medal of Honor, and it's not particular spectacular or amazing, but the story was. I think I've heard of that game. The title does ring a bell. I don't know what bell though. But yeah, The Longest Journey trilogy. That's something for the feels. Especially the ending of the third one. I cried so much. So much. And every time again when I played this. They technically had ideas for a fourth game. But I think that was kind of put on ice. I think there were some IP issues with that one, if I remember correctly. But that would have been The Longest Journey Home, and just the title alone would be like, I'm crying now, thank you. Especially with the context that we've been getting. And also, the third game opens in that most sad and tragic way. Ugh. I'm getting the feels just thinking about it. Story is really well done and hits you in the feels. Does such a good job on making you care about characters and destroying you over and over. Yep. Those games are good. Medal of Honor was one time one of those ultra popular shooter games. Okay, yeah, so I probably had some fringe encounters with it at that point. So yeah, the title does ring a bell, but wasn't quite sure what kind of bell it was ringing and what it tried to tell me. But yeah, maybe I should reinstall Longest Journey and start playing that for the Halloween game stream. From a cassette? No, not from a cassette. I don't think so, no. I mean, I did have to load a game from a floppy disk before. It was just one of those where you, as They kind of play as a mouse and have to move crates to lock in the cats and then get eaten in the process. So, one of those. And I was only able to play that game when I was sick and my mom took me with me to work. And I was on the spare computer and they loaded that game up for me so I would be quiet. And I didn't get sick all that often, so tough luck. Didn't get to play the game all that often. Should have taken more acting classes. And being like, Mommy, I'm sick. Only a computer game will cure me. May sound ridiculous, but there are shows that tell me a kid's card game will decide the fate of our world, so might as well be a computer game that cures me. Although at that point, we didn't have kids' cards games that were saving the world, so couldn't have used that. So floppy and not the actual big floppy ones. And I don't think I've ever seen one of those smaller ones. Only the regular sized ones. But I haven't been the kind of weird young person to say, oh, they made a 3D version of the save symbol. Because yes, we've had that at work with some very young people who've never seen floppy disks in person before. Why? Why though? That is a surefire way to make me feel old. My mom had a work laptop when I was a kid. An Apple PowerBook. Spent ages on it. Yeah, we only had a computer starting... Oh, was it 2002 or 2003? I got it for Christmas from my grandparents. And then it was designated the family computer instead. Oh, you know what other game I've been itching to replay? May not be all that Halloween-y, but it does have monsters. And I could get to play a dragon again. So yeah, we might also play the Eye of the Dragon. Here. Let's do something different. You shall be my one and only audience here. Oops. Yeah, I need to write these things. So we've got I've got the longest journey. So, which other options do we discuss? What else was there? Knights of the Old Republic was in the race. Then we did have Reka. There was another game. But what was it? Oh well. Couldn't have been couldn't have been that important. So, okay, give me the poll. So, you guys get to vote now. Yeah, I was designated a family computer. But yeah, there are 4 games here that I would very much like to... Well, 3 of them I would like to replay for Reika. I guess it would still be a replay, because I have gotten through the first 2 areas already, so... Yeah, I'm gonna look later. You can choose to break my heart. Yes. Because if we start playing The Longest Journey, for example, which is the break my heart option, there's a good chance I would just play The Longest Journey, then The Longest Journey Dreamfall, which is the second game, and then the third game, which is Dreamfall Chapters. Because once started, I don't think I can stop. It never hurts, no. Only very much on the inside. Oh, I love my polygon babies. I love the polygon babies very much. Let me think for a second. I think I made 2 fan arts for... Was it just 2? Yeah, I think I made only 2 fan arts for Dreamfall Chapters. There may need to be more of these fan arts for that game. When I played Mass Effect 3, there was one part where Tali did something so drastic and made me out of the game instantly. Take a shower and just contemplate my choices. Oh jeez. So you've been wanting to get into the Mass Effect games at some point, but it has been on my list for so long at this point. I've not bought it yet, so it isn't officially part of the backlog. But I'm sure the game has been out for a long time, so yeah, I'm sure I could get them for real cheap at this point. I've heard good things about the games in general, so that's why they have been on my list to get eventually. But then again, I had also heard a lot of good things about the Dragon Age games, and I tried Dragon Age Origins, and I don't know, I just couldn't get into the game, so yeah, I stopped that one relatively quick. I think that was when I was craving something similar to The Witcher, and that may have been the problem. Legendary Edition is the first 3-in-1. Yeah, see, that sounds like something. But first I have other games to play. I still need to play The Lies of P, which is not the kind of game that I'm used to playing because it is a Souls-like. I also still need to finish that replay of Kingdom Come Deliverance in time for KCD 2, which is on pre-order and I'm very excited for it. Well, try to contrive, but I always pick the male character, even if I really do want to experience the female version. But if I pick the female version, I can't romance Tali, and a life without Tali isn't even worth. Need my sick girl. Yeah, I know the feeling with Knights of the Old Republic. You can choose between male or female player character, and it does limit your romance options depending on which one you take. And personally, I just cannot see a male Revan and that male Revan ending up with Bastila. I don't know, I don't like Bastila. She's such a whiny girl and arrogant and everything, and I don't like her that much. The moment I get another Force user character to add to my party, Bastila is booted. Now, Carve, on the other hand. Now, that is a romance-worthy character. He is afraid of new attachments because he was betrayed before, which is like, ooh, tell me more. So he has trouble trusting you from the start, and also when your big secret is lifted, he does not trust you all that much either. Yeah, I tend to only play as a female player character. And then in KOTOR 2, which again features a very different set of characters, you get Aten pretty early on, and he is a rogue type character. And in KOTOR 2, there is an influence system as well, so depending on what kind of choices you make and if the other characters in your party approve or disapprove, they are more influenced by you or less influenced by you, like they distance themselves from you if you make choices they don't like. And it also depends a bit on how close you are to them already. Like the further you into the story and the further you've gotten in their dialogue trees and everything, you can also influence them to like go with you to the dark side, even if they are more of a light side character from the beginning. And I need to take a sip. Also, not sponsored, but this is the kind of lemonade that I love. Extremely skilled at ending threats, yeah. Yep, that sounds nice. Okay, gonna start knocking things in the kitchen. So we'll just have you on TV in the background. Have a great weekend. Yeah, have a great weekend too, Gags. And hope you make something tasty for yourself. Again, keep an eye on the ingredients. You wouldn't want to end up a fire-breathing dragon. Female Shepherd is voiced by Jennifer Hale, and she apparently did an amazing job with the character. But maybe just watching a playthrough, Mass Effect out of pocket. Your character gets more and more ugly and scarred if you go evil. Yeah, it's pretty similar with KOTOR. Like, is there a non-spoiler version of Light Side, Dark Side? Oh, let's see. Gamey pictures. Okay, so this is for KOTOR 2. But, copy picture. Create new from clipboard. But basically, it does make very much of a difference. Like, those are your companions. They go all emo and goth if you choose Dark Side, and less so if you choose Light Side. And let's see. No, not new, just from clipboard. No. Okay, need to copy and new from clipboard. So yeah, this is basically what you would look like on the light side, and this is what you would look like on the dark side. And I mean, even your menu shows that, or reflects that pretty much. Okay, let me get this one out again. But yeah, generally mine are blinded by the light. And I'm not sure, is this for the second game or the first game? I mean, the UI was very similar in both games, so... Okay. But yeah, my very personal opinion for best party members is him, once you've influenced him in a certain way, and her. Which you can really see those crosses, cause wonderful color choice on my part. There I can see them better. But yeah, Aten and Visa Smart, they are like my personal favorites. Although having, like in KOTOR 2, having Kreia with you is also pretty fun, because she disapproves of so many of your choices the entire time. Like, there is one scene on Nar Shaddaa, just as you exit your ship, and yeah, as you just go the ramp towards the city, you encounter two people, or was it just one person? I don't know. Anyway, there was an argument with some problem, and no matter how you save it or solve it in that moment, Kreia has something to disapprove of, and you only have two choices. I think it was either rejecting them or giving them money to solve the problem. And if you give them money, you are seen as the light side choice, and if you reject them, you are seen as the dark side choice. And no matter what you do, Kreia disapproves, and this is an automatic encounter. Like, you cannot avoid this encounter either. And I think, oh yeah, even if you don't have Kreia in your party, she like telepathically communicates with you in that situation, so yeah. But she disapproves in either case. It's either one of those, oh yeah, this person is weak now, and now that this person has this money, they are set upon by thugs and beaten. Not even sure if they are still alive after that. And yeah, if you chase them away, they will be bitter and likely take other drastic measures to get this money. So you've basically condemned them to committing crimes, so to speak. I mean, it's not your fault if they commit crimes, but she kind of voices it like that. And again, you only have these two choices, and she has something to say about both of them. So yeah, the second game is very much about making choices, how they reflect on everybody, and with Kreia specifically, it is not shown in this typical Star Wars black and white, good and bad, light and dark, but very much in a grey and nuanced way, which was quite the novelty at the time. And I wish we would have gotten KOTOR 3 at some point, but in this current climate of gaming and how games are produced, I do not want it because I fear it would be bad. So I will just live on with KOTOR, KOTOR 2, and my headcanon. And boy do I have headcanon. So much of it. But yeah, the KOTOR games, I can only recommend them. There is little bad things I can say about them. Like really the only bad thing I can say about them is that sometimes they are buggy, sometimes you kind of get trapped by an invisible obstacle. Like that one time I wanted to go around a bed and that corner just held me. I mean, it's not the worst game in terms of bugs. I have had worse. Just a moment. My sweetie boy, what are you doing in the kitchen? On the counter, near the treats? You know that's something we do not like. You're coming down? Okay, he is not coming down. So, say hello to Arno. He's a little boy, a hungry little boy, a very hungry little boy, who knows he did something wrong. And he is not ashamed for it. But he knows he did it wrong. He knows that. And he's lucky he's getting aggressive pets. He doesn't like them. Yeah, aggressive petting. So, but yeah, the KOTOR games generally, they run pretty well. I still do have the original DVD discs with the games on them, but I also got them through Steam just to make sure they actually run on my PC. That was the old PC, I haven't tried it on the current one yet, so that's going to be interesting. Also with The Longest Journey, because that game, again, I think that game was released in 2000. Or was it? Wasn't all that? We are going to look now. Longest journey. There we go. Store page. It should be on the store page, shouldn't it? With the original release date? 2000. Geez, that game is old. But I love it. I love it so much. Oh, and also there's a deal on the bundle. But oh no, I already have all these in my library. What am I to do? I cannot throw more money at them. Also, yeah, it does say that I only played 3 hours, but I played a modded version, which scales the polygon models up a bit and makes them look a bit better. I'll see if I can still find that one. But I think there was a guide to them in the community tab for the game. But yeah, I love these games. Anyway, we were at KOTOR, very cray approach. And then there was Arno. And I feel like there was more I wanted to say about those games. I did say they were buggy, that there wasn't much I could... Oh yeah, genau, I got stuck on a bed, edge, corner, whatever, and I couldn't move from that. I tried jumping, I tried turning around, taking a larger corner, but didn't work. Yeah, fun times. So yeah, that's the kind of bugs I did encounter there. And I mean, I have had worse bugs. So much worse bugs. So let's just make them all purple. All the purple people. So many purplies. I think we can safely say that we can still shade the characters, and then I'll see about how far along we are. I don't think I'll start shading the background today. It is pretty close to 7:30, so... Oh. I knew this brush was feeling off. That's because it's not my proper brush. There, that looks better. But yeah, actually, you know what? I'm really looking forward to playing Longest Journey again, so... I think GameStream has a go. And then you all can cry with me. Because our sweet sad girls will be put through the ringer. Feel their worthlessness. And all the good stuff. Are you going into the kitchen again, Arno? No, he went somewhere else. Don't feel bad for voting. Don't feel bad for voting. We will just point and click our way to heartbreak. And I mean, there is also a rather creepy scene about a third of the game through. Yeah, about a third of the way going through the game. There's a pretty creepy scene too. Perfect for Halloween. What do I spy there? An unfilled pixel. Unfilled pixels. That we cannot have. Let's get the sketches mark off. More unfilled pixels. I am such a professional. I need a haircut. Technically, I need one too. We just have to use the scissors that I have lying about. Last times have been terrible experience with him and the others screaming arguing about politics. Oh god, jeez. I mean, if it was just one of these things, it might still be worth it, but politics. I mean, that is generally why I decided to just cut my own hair. And I just really need a trim for a bit, because I have noticed, okay, I don't notice it right now, but I have noticed that I have a bit of a hair breakage problem down in the ends, so yeah, need a bit of a trim at some point when I feel like it. Oh, you know what the other replay game would have been? Greedfall. That was a pretty good game too. Also, I think appropriately spooky for Halloween. Alas, we have the longest journey. As to cut mine, I'm just not good. I'm giving myself a good fade. And I do like keeping my curls. The curls are clutch. Okay, yeah. I mean, there are things you can learn and do for yourself that are worth it, but sometimes it's just like, I want this done. I do not want to sit there with a 10-hour YouTube tutorial trying to do this and potentially botching it. So... And I mean, we do have barbers and hairdressers to give us a service. I mean, do you have any other barbers in the area that you might be able to try? And I mean, yeah, if you try another one and they are better, that's good. And if they are worse, you just know that you can still go back to the other one. The lesser evil, so to speak. Yeah, I know that feeling. I really don't like people arguing around me. When I was still living at the old flat, I did have some neighbors that were arguing a lot. Yeah. I used to just hole myself up in the bedroom, which was furthest away from the apartment entrance door, whatever, and try not to listen to them. Usually, my cat at the time, her name was Jessie, would just join me, because she didn't like the arguing either. But yeah, they made all their problems very public. And were quite the dysfunctional family. From what I've noticed looking in from the outside. And I felt very sorry for their kids. But there's not much I can do from the outside. Like, they weren't harming the kids from what I've noticed. So, from a technical standpoint, the kids were safe. Not emotionally, but at least physically. But yeah, I feel for me personally at least, it's the whole childhood experience of my mom and dad arguing a lot, and my dad not being a good person while arguing. Like, you can have differences of opinion, you can argue them, but there are lines that should not be crossed. And yeah, I think me not liking arguments is part of that. And I mean, if people in particular argue in front of you and get really aggressive in that, it's also just such an awkward situation. Like, what are you supposed to do in that type of environment? Are you supposed to get involved? Probably get hit in the process, given how much of a hot topic certain things are at the moment, and how little control some people have over themselves. Yeah, me neither. I would like to keep my never got hit streak going. Thank you. Right. Get some light eye bags, because they are lit from below. In school, I've got a straight punch walking to class, and people push each other and fight and tumble towards my way. Not fun. Nah, I believe that in a second. Someone's like, why me there? I was just trying to get to class. Yeah. I don't know what it is with people. And I mean, better to get hit by a kid than an adult that actually knows what they're doing with the hitting. Although I guess some kids know what they do with the hitting too. But with kids, there usually isn't the same kind of force behind it. But some adults in heated arguments are like, yeah, no, I would like to leave the premises now, thank you. Oh yeah, 17, 18 is almost an adult, so yeah. I don't know if I'll leave the shading on the cheek like that. We shall see. But yeah, I think he looks appropriately emotionally dead. That's good. Like our sad boys and girls looking emotionally dead. Yep, very fed up. I mean, he was basically cursed into getting rid of one of his own kind. And kind of agreeing with the people who cursed too. So, yeah. Also, that reminds me, I still haven't looked if I actually gave Cramps a proper name. Or if he shall henceforth only be known as Cramps. I swear I'm a professional at storytelling. Very, very professional. I want to go over the shading over there. Oh geez, I found another stray pixel. And this, boys and girls, is why you technically should flat the entire thing before you end up putting colors in. Yeah, technically. I mean, I know a certain race of space elves that thrive on technicalities, so... they have their place. Yes, I did just call Vulcan space elves. I like living dangerous. I mean, yeah, they are basically the long-lived, super very not like humans, pointy-eared elves of Star Trek. Yeah, he does look kind of dead inside, doesn't he? I'm so sorry, Cramps. I'm so sorry. Not really, though. looks really wild just about now. Yeah, on the point of it getting better though. Do you know what? We're just going to steal this part. We're just going to erase some of it. Because why draw this twice when you've already done it once? Oh, first need to merge that down, and then we can multiply. Alright, now let's just get some hints of that other light source in here. So it doesn't seem to be coming out of nowhere. That's good. So let's get onto the characters down here then. Oh well, the character that is. And the magic, not so whole egg anymore. Men mau musik det men så så en cosa ne come Oh, big boy. See? Anna said that you were getting pizza today. And he is on his way. He so left the dust cloud here. And nothing else. Arne, you got an invitation for pizza. Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't mind that either. As long as there's a lot. Chicken. Yeah, he loves chicken. Elise loves chicken too. But for her, I always have to cut it. Because she cannot chew it anymore. Like an old lady. Sleepy old lady. Sleepy old lady on the ottoman. Yeah, shredding might be a way to go about it too. Mama. Where did he go? Oh, he's in the hallway. Yes. Yeah. Mama. Mama. Yeah, my cats may be on the spoiled spectrum as well. Depends on who you ask. No, seriously, you can ask anybody, they're spoiled. Like when they were staying with my mom, while I was in Scotland, my sister did have pizza one evening and she didn't share it with Arno. He was not happy about that. Not in the slightest. And sometimes I think that was the only reason he was happy to see me again, because I'm the one who shares pizza with him. Sweetie? Yeah, what are you doing in the kitchen? Nothing. You sure? Very sure, okay? And I'm supposed to believe that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was his villain arc. Starting right there. Yes. You're a good boy. Sometimes, when you want to. But there are times you don't want to be a good boy. Aren't they? Yeah. You have those times. And not too infrequently. Big boy. Yeah, if he weren't so cute. We would have more issues, wouldn't we? Oh, yeah, there's a mosquito in the air and you've seen that one. Can you get it? That would be nice. Okay. I'm not getting it out. Okay, now I smushed it. I smushed it. Yeah. Gotta wash my hands afterwards. So, and I hope everybody's awake now. Because I think that probably carried in the microphone. A little bit, okay. Sorry about that. I'll make sure the mosquitoes are not invited next time. I mean, not that they are invited at any point, but yeah. Sometimes they attend anyway. Oh, I would have a couple of things I can still get annoyed at. Like people who don't use turn signals. That would be the obvious one, because I don't know, some people must be working for some kind of secret service or something. Wherever they're going is going to be a secret, so they don't use turn signals. That is the only explanation I have found so far that makes remotely any kind of sense. And it still doesn't really. Wasps, and those hurt much more, and they definitely hurt much more. And the likelihood that you're allergic is a lot higher than mosquitoes, I think. Although I think mosquitoes do transmit more diseases in total than wasps do. Wasps just might be outright killing you. Which I'm not sure is better or worse. Oh, Jesus H. Nope, nope, nope. I do not want to drive in New Jersey, please. You know, all the points you gave New Jersey and the last stream, poof, they're gone. I mean, yeah, seriously, which place on Earth is absolutely perfect? No questions asked. No notes. I have yet to find one. Although the wilderness in Scotland came pretty close. The problem was the lack of Wi-Fi and cell service. Yes, and the lack of my cats. He was very quickly and very loud about that. Honestly, I'm probably getting very stark shading here, given that there's a giant flame in front of him, so... Not much room for nuance. Neon Expressway. Every single day there is an accident and causes massive traffic. Every day. Yeah, I know the feeling. The highway close to Dresden is mostly like... It's not a question of if something happens, only when something happens. The extra release is that use a Starlink, that way you can always have access to X. I joked, but apparently that's something that's been worked on. I wouldn't put it past Elon to go that route. And those phones probably work super well with the Teslas. As in, they might just jam the Teslas up. I could see that happen in a heartbeat. Kind of sad. Alright, we've got the character shading done. Not sure I'm very happy with this part here. Might just be better off if we keep this. Like this. Yep, that is it. That is what I needed. Was very close before. wrecked my car because phone. Yep. You know, that's the thing. I could see that definitely happening. Specifically with the Cybertruck. Like, just the fact that you can go into a car wash, forget to put the car into car wash mode, and I'm basically only half a heap of junk. That, yeah. Like with all the other faults as well, but that part, wow. Like, what are you doing when it rains? Do you put the car in car wash mode while it rains? What do you do when you're in a hurricane area and there's just water coming from all sides, cause hurricane? Do you put the car in car wash mode before, I don't know, hauling up somewhere while the hurricane is raging? What are you gonna do? And the fact that most basic truck type cars, like even the very old ones, do like general tasks that you might encounter when going off-road, and you only have them in a testing area so you know you can get your car out again. When they perform wonderfully, and then you have a Cybertruck that can't even get up a slope, I'm like, why? Why build this thing? Who tested this thing? Who approved this thing? I mean, I know who, but stupid. Now, the other day, pulling out of McDonald's, made a wrong turn and went in the car wash. He has a subscription on and just went through it without thinking. Didn't he realize I needed until the guy was asking him to pull forward and put the car in neutral. See, now that is the kind of car wash mode. That is okay. And I mean, if he has a subscription, hey, clean car, why not? But, yeah. What even are the Cybertrucks? Who approved them? Like, really? My sweet boy, get down from that counter. Come on, get down. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's only bird food. Don't think you would like it. You only like it if it has been in the bird. And you get the bird. Not the food for the bird. Yeah. Okay. And you just take Grimes for a spin here. Yeah. Okay. Are you a tired and hungry boy? You just want something to eat and then go back to napping. Start what you want. Oh. Such a poor little guy. Such a poor little guy. Are you falling asleep right now, sweetie? And I think he farted. Yep, that smells like cat fart. But yeah, I don't think I'll get any further today anyway. So I might just put in another stream on next Friday to shade the background, or maybe I'll do that on my own time. I'll see. I'll decide tomorrow when I schedule more streams. Yes, you're a good boy. Hmm? I'm good as your boys. Yes. Well, now I'm glad he farted before he had his asshole in my direction. Yeah. You wanna lie down? No, that's good. He is such a funny cat. Funny cat. Funny, funny, funny cat. Funny cat. Alright then, let's pop you all over to ending and hope that Arne didn't mess with the settings. And now he's playing with a piece of paper. But yeah, BP, do grab something to eat. Meanwhile, I'll end stream, save everything that I need to save, and then think about giving Arno a little piece of a snack. Not too much. That said, he needs to lose weight, so not too much. And then also get on fighting Hela, so I can say I finished Hellblade today. Or maybe I didn't lie yesterday and lie today, and we'll finish it tomorrow, we'll see. So yeah, thanks for coming, thanks for keeping me company, and I'll see you around. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye bye.